So talk to me about Mary's Son, the songwriting process. You guys wrote it together?
Yeah, we did. So Justin and I have been writing together for how many years?
Many years?
Many years.
Very specific, thanks.
Yes. Yeah, so like, you know, we have a lot of songs we've written, some that are good and some that should not be shared ever. And this was one of the ones that we felt we should share. And I originally got the idea for the song, to have this song about an affair with the professor's son, because I just thought that was kind of a really cool idea. And I guess it was initially inspired by having relationships with men who were kind of losers or bums. But the song isn't meant to be taken literally, like, I snuck around with the professor's son and stuff like that. And eventually I kind of turned the idea into, like, what if her name was Mary, and then it could have all these kind of subtle implications. So he's, like, this loser Jesus figure. But it's not meant to be like, oh my god, I'm so shocking because I have all these religious references. It's more just kind of tongue-in-cheek, another way to tell the story. And I think that's kind of, whenever I use metaphors, that's kind of the way. It's really just a vehicle for telling the story. And so I started this song, a melody, and some tentative harmonies and chord changes for it, and I was getting really stuck at the chorus. And also I just felt like my language sometimes is like a little too, I don't know, I had sort of like, I think it was originally like her progeny or something, and I took that to Justin and he's like, why would you say progeny, like who are you? And like, who speaks like that? And I was like, you know what, you're right, I should change it to son. And so then we kind of started just vibing over it, and I've been listening to a lot of Weezer. I shouldn't make that past tense, I do listen to a lot of Weezer because I love them. And a lot of like 90s rock stuff, and there's specifically this song called El Scorcho, which kind of changes feels. In the song it's like kind of this more like slower dragging verse with a really rocking chorus. And so we both kind of talked about what the feel would be, and I don't know, maybe you came up with a ska kind of feel, and then
I think we were
kind of toying around with.
Abby and I both grew up listening to a lot of rocking music that's just a lot of fun, that doesn't take itself too seriously, and I think this song definitely fits in that realm. Yeah,
because I think also what I struggle with as a female singer-songwriter is that people, you see the phrase female singer-songwriter, you think of someone in a dark room strumming their guitar, singing about love, and that's great, and there are many great female singer-songwriters who do that, and I to be candid with you, I do have a few of those songs, but I think there are other topics that I like writing about, and there are a lot of different sides to human beings. You know, sometimes you're sad and heartbroken, sometimes you're in love, and sometimes you're just really silly, sometimes you're mischievous and sneaking around with a loser that you shouldn't be dating. And I think that's also kind of the nature of life. Like, yeah, there are times that we fall in love and get heartbroken, but those are like 1/4 of the experience. Most of the time you're just dating kind of, you know, you have a lot of flops. So, and I think most girls can relate to that. And
I should mention it's the first single, right, off your new album?
It's the first, it's actually the second single. We had one single, which we also co-wrote, called Just Know, and that was kind of a more heartbroken song. And this is the second single, and we just did a music video for it, which is really fun. I went to Barnard, which is part of Columbia, on the Upper West Side in New York, and we actually got the chance to shoot in the libraries. If you were listening to the song, there are all these lines about libraries, and my friend Michael Barimo, who's also a talented songwriter and also champion whistler, is in the Sun, and he stars as Mary's son. And it's a really funny video, so I hope you... Actually, we're going to include it in this.
It will probably be below this video right now.
Below this link.
See that?
You can put like an arrow from my...
Yeah, I'm not that savvy. I'm not that savvy, I'm sorry.
Okay.
If I do graphics, it's going to like be cheesy 80s graphics.
That's the best kind.
Yeah, like Tim and Eric.